mix the moisture vapor primer, we're going to put in 2 parts of part A. So I'm going to go 4 quarts of part A. And put that in a 5-gallon bucket. And you can use a stir stick to get the thick stuff off the sides and the bottom. Then we're going to go 2 quarts of part B. It's a 2 part A to 1 part B mixing ratio. And this is a good amount to mix if you're going to be rolling a large area. Just mix 1.5 gallons at a time. You've got about 20 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes to work with it. The hotter it is, the faster it'll set up on you. You just want to mix that with a drill for a few minutes. And just always scrape the sides and the bottom of the bucket when you're mixing. Mix that for a few minutes. And then we're going to take this and dip a roller. You always want to use at least a 3/4 nap roller when you're going over stamped concrete so it can get into the deep grooves and the texture. And always use a 9-inch roller, not an 18-inch. So it's easier just to dip out of the bucket, soak your roller really good, and then just roll like a 5x5 or 6x6 square at a time. It's also a good idea to wear one of these breathing masks with the cartridges on them whenever you're working with these chemicals like epoxies or urethanes. We finished all the crack repairs. Now we're rolling the moisture vapor primer over the crack repairs while they're still wet or tacky. It's okay to go over them the next day if you don't have time to put the primer on, but if you want to, you can do the crack repair and prime right away while they're still wet. We just mixed 2 parts A to 1 part B of the moisture vapor primer. I usually like to mix 1 gallon of A and a 1/2 gallon of B and try to use that so it doesn't set up in the bucket on me too quick. I also like to use a 3/4 inch nap roller when I'm going over stamped concrete, just to make sure I can get in the deep grooves and texture. And just roll it thin and even. Usually you get about 300 to 400 square feet a gallon, depending on the surface. Better to plan to get 300 square feet a gallon. Make sure you don't run out on your job. Just kind of work it into the grout lines and into the texture. I like to dip out of a bucket and roll. It's easier to move a bucket around than a roller pan. You don't have to bend down as far to pick up your roller pan and move it around. The bucket's easier to grab or slide with the roller. You can also mix a little acetone with the moisture vapor primer, 5% or 10%. This makes it a little easier to roll, makes it a little bit thinner and wetter, especially when it's colder. It's nice to add the acetone. When you're doing vertical edges, it's best to use a small little weenie roller. If you use a paintbrush, sometimes it puts it on too heavy and it'll start to drip. So using a small 6-inch or 4-inch roller works the best. Keep everything thin and even. Also goes faster than a brush. So just get your roller wet and just kind of roll it out on the top surface to get the heavy stuff out of the roller, and then roll the vertical. Put on a nice thin even coat.